Butt chugging.
You're listening to the Moist Boys Podcast.
What's up, my substitute teachers? Welcome to the Moist Boys Podcast. I was going to try one of the Rufio ones, but those are just...
Rufio. Oh!
Those are too tough to try in my mental state that I'm in now.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
fair.
went with one of the classic Peter Panning ones.
Liquor.
Beef dripping, snivel, ass. Fuck it. That's the director's cut.
What is it? Lewd, pre-food, chewed dude? Something like that?
Lewd, rude, crude, packet, pre-chewed food, dude.
Yeah, there it is. Nice. There we go.
Speaking
That's
of...
a mouthful.
It is.
Speaking of
mouthfuls, who are we?
Hey, my name's Josh.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm your best bro, Heather.
That's for Heather. And I am Harley.
Harjo.
Harjo.
That's the one. Harjo.
Harjo. Oh, I like that.
It doesn't work, but we'll go with that.
I'll take it. Yeah.
We can all just be Joes.
Just all Joe. I mean, I think that, yeah.
That
just
works,
a couple
yeah.
of regular Joes.
Yeah, I mean, if she, I'm not gonna stoop to a ScarJo joke right now. ScarJo. What are we talking about today?
A Scar Joe joke?
Oh,
ScarJo, Jojo, ScarJo,
ScarJo.
Today we're talking about a movie that somebody thinks is good, actually.
It's good, actually.
Harley, this is your pick.
It is.
Tell us, why is this movie good, actually, and what is this movie?
This movie that
Ready? Say it on three.
One, two, three.
Hulk.
Bridge over letters of emoji. What?
What?
Hulk
Yeah.
with fucking
Ang Lee's Hulk, right? Is what we're talking about.
God damn it! No.
Did I watch the wrong movie?
You might have. Although actually,
Did you pull a Harley?
okay, I didn't watch Sonic one time, and I'm very sorry. I actually I like what they did with Absorbing Man. I thought that shit was cool, and literally nothing else except those dogs were nightmare fuel.
Yeah, those dogs are terrible.
But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're going to be talking about today is the cult classic Robin Williams vehicle,
Popeye.
Popeye.
Yikes.
Wrong.
Very wrong.
That is okay.
Please, God,
So-
Speaking of nightmare
Then
fuel.
this is going to be the first It's good, actually, where I go, no.
No, yeah, no one. I mean, like, should you watch it? Yeah. Is it relevant just for like filmmaking history? Probably. Should you watch it?
No.
No, just don't.
Just don't. Also,
What should they watch, Harley?
Oh, so what you should watch is Hook.
1991.
1991.
30th anniversary.
Oh, man, that's insane. Wait, fucking wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we timed this right.
We did.
Yep, 1991, the year of
Our Lord.
my birth and our Lord.
Tomato.
Tomato. Yeah, dating myself here. Fresh. Yeah, 30th anniversary is all around. Who knew?
Hey, look at that.
Fuck. Carpal tunnel. Who knew?
Corporal Tunnel.
Corporal tunnel?
So, Harley, why is this movie good, actually?
Because it's just fucking, it's good. No, I recommend this movie. I'm actually, this has been a really interesting experience because like this movie for me was 100% just like, this is the movie I was brought up on. Like, if I was home and my parents were like putting on a movie, this was the fucking movie. So this shit is lodged like in my brain, in like my little nostalgia button in my heart. I watch this shit at least like once a year. It's a handful of movies that no matter what, I watch every fucking year. Basically just this and Muppet Christmas Carol. And so when we were talking about like, it's good actually, we were talking about movies that, were potentially critically underrated. I for sure didn't even consider bringing this shit up because I thought everyone fucking loved this shit.
Yeah, so this might be our first real, like, hey, fuck you, the internet episode.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so like, I've been living my life blissfully ignorant just thinking that everyone fucking loves this movie, thinking that it was just like a cult classic that no one really questioned. But yeah, going online, checking out Rotten Tomatoes. I think someone else brought it up when we were talking about the topic. I forget what the rating is. What is it, like
29%.
Fuck you guys, okay?
Yeah,
Right?
What in the hell?
Like, what? Okay, what movie are you watching? Because, frankly, I don't think it's the same film.
Yeah.
However,
Oh no.
this is gonna be fun. Yeah. So I watch this shit all the time. Like every year I fucking watch Hook. I just have to fucking do it. I just have to do it. It's like one of my ways of just recharging. In preparation for this episode, I got real fucking excited, put this shit on last night, and frankly, I think for the first time in 30 fucking years, applied just a little bit of a critical lens to this film.
And now you hate it?
No.
Is that why you cried the entire time through it?
Kind of, yeah.
Were you ruining this for yourself?
No,
Don't do that.
No. Yo, no. I mean, I'll fucking come out of it. I don't give a shit. Like this movie just fucking. I feel like I say this a lot on this goddamn show, but like this movie just totally taps into like several different somethings for me, like nostalgia wise. And yeah, like I watch this shit. Like if I'm home by myself, which I was last night watching this, Waterworks, just fucking Waterworks. No reason why. Like Kevin Smith fucking level, just deep manly sobs. I don't even care.
No.
I know. I've become that guy.
At least it wasn't for Wonder Woman 84, though, so you got that going for you. This movie's better than Wonder Woman 84.
That is true.
Was that where that came from?
Something along those levels. I think it might have been that.
Kevin Smith, no.
Wait, what?
That picture of him, I don't know if it was that specific one, but he definitely cried at Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, no, I mean, he cries at literally fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like if there is even.
He is the exact opposite of Jonathan.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we
fucking
can
asshole.
put that away at this point. Like,
Yeah. No, Jonathan has emotions. They only come out when he's talking about Japan. I was, just going through my normal Hook induced manly sobs, and then it was just kind of a moment where it dawned on me, and I had this realization, like I'm watching this knowing full well that I personally, like I have told myself for so long that I love this shit. And now I'm sitting here and I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck was this film made for? Because it's not a children's movie by any means.
Spielberg would tell you it is.
Oh, Spielberg, yeah.
I think
guess,
Spielberg would also tell you Close Encounters is a kid's movie.
yeah, no, that's fucking wrong. That is incorrect. That shit's the nightmare fuel for sure. But yeah, so I guess it's just I'm interested to talk about it because
I think this movie is rated E for everybody.
just about as much as these hands are. that's yeah. If
You want to roll that one back?
Nope. If you know, you know. Yeah. So I'm interested in talking with y'all about this and getting your opinions, your feelings, because I feel like I'm a little shooketh.
Did you sway yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. No, I mean, I still love this movie. I mean, this movie's always going to hold like a very special place in my heart. But I think I was finally able to watch this and try and actually like absorb it somewhat objectively.
Yeah.
And I was interested with what I saw, with what I found.
Fair enough.
I mean, I've seen this movie probably 100 times, but I have not watched it in like 15 plus years probably.
Yeah.
Because it's just something like had it on VHS way back in the good old days.
Right.
And then
like I
after
feel like
that,
if
nothing.
you were a 90s kid, like your house just came with a copy of this.
Yeah.
Like it was just always somewhere.
Every VCR had a copy of Hook somewhere nearby.
Some completely obliterated VHS case holding this movie. Who knew?
But like since DVD onwards, have not watched it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it was interesting going back and like picking up on all the things that you would never understand as a child.
Yeah.
All the lines of dialogue that don't make a lot of sense because it's just like it works more as an onomatopoeia than like an actual sentence.
Yeah.
Robin Williams has a few lines where you're just like hearing it, you're like, I have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah,
but
like,
then reading it, you're like, that's what that's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Well, alrighty then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's I've always kind of had that because I watch everything with captions because I'm pretty much technically deaf. At least I probably should be. clinically.
But going back and watching it again, like the only thing that I wish they had done was like tighten up some of the. There's a couple of
effects shots.
No, those are, I was fine with most of the effects shots.
I feel like they're pretty. Like they hold up pretty fine. I mean, clearly, like if someone's on like a tightrope, or if someone's like flying and like clearly strung up, like obviously that's green screen. But
yeah. No. But like I like the look of Neverland. That looks good.
Yeah.
But there's some of the sequences like go on a little too long. Like when those Lost Boys first start chasing him around.
Oh, I fucking love that shit.
About 70% of the way through each one of those sequences, I was like, okay, we can move on to the next scene now. But then like a new thing would start happening.
Well, I think like for that specific scene, they're trying to set up this weird, disjointed Lost Boys space, because like I feel like they find themselves like there are scenes in every single one of those, except maybe like even the basketball court. Like there's scenes in each one of those settings.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like
world building without being
world building,
world defining.
Yeah, kind of. It's defining the space. I think that's
yeah.
I feel like Spielberg walked onto the set and was like, "Wow, you built all of this."
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to use all of it.
Every single
part of this is going to be on film.
And you have to recognize like if nothing fucking else in this film, like the settings, like the set is fucking incredible. Like the main like line of ships in like fucking Pirate Town or whatever the fuck you call it. Like that shit is nuts.
Yeah.
And it goes on for days.
Yeah.
Like some of those long shots, like I really don't feel like they used effects to fill that shit out. I feel like it was just like a giant ass.
There's probably like matte paintings in like the far background and the edges.
Maybe.
But that's about it.
Maybe. But
yeah.
I mean, coming at it again, trying to look for that kind of shit, there is not a lot that I could see.
Yeah.
That was clear. I mean, again, like Neverland clearly is like a painting. Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
But
I think so. When like as far as sequences going on too long, I think the Lost Boys chasing him around thing is like one thing. When they do it again, when he's flying around, that's when it's just like, okay, we've literally spent the last 2 hours in this. This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and that's a little bit too long. Like it could be 2:10, no problem, without losing anything. It could be 2, without hardly losing anything, except maybe a terrible song that comes out of nowhere, goes nowhere, and then just ends, and you're like, what was the point of that again?
Yeah,
it wasn't even a good song.
No.
And
well, they were trying to push the CD, that OST.
Then don't
limited.
have her sing it.
Yeah,
Did Five O Goes West come before or after?
Before that was like 83, 84.
Was this?
Five Goes West? Goes West is like 90 or 92.
What? Five O Goes to America.
American Tail.
Yeah,
that's
like,
mid to early 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was like 89.
Oh shit.
Maybe it was. It was definitely before this, though.
It was before this.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was definitely Spielberg saw that and was like,
I'm going to do it somewhere out there.
do it somewhere out there, and then didn't get us somewhere out there.
Yeah, somewhere out there is fucking. That's a banger, but
that's because that little girl can sing a little bit.
Yeah,
you mean that grown ass adult that's doing a little girl's voice?
Yeah, that one.
that grown ass
that'll
man.
do it.
Yep, there you go.
Not a literal 6-year-old singing a song. So like, also props to the literal 6-year-old singing the song.
Yeah,
no, because I've watched America's Got Talent. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck those kids.
Fuck them kids. But not literally.
I'm just saying, if you could do it at every fucking Disney movie, we should do it here.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. Like, I think just the pacing in general is weird in this film. It's just kind of disjointed. Like, I mean, think about it again. Think about this film in the context of being a kids movie, and think about that entire thing. Like, how long does it take for us to get to fucking Neverland? Like,
40 minutes?
Yeah, it feels like a fucking hour. And it's just an hour of like Space Jam 2 levels of bad dad shit.
Yeah.
And I almost even feel like they spend like probably more time than they necessarily need to defining that Robin Williams is a terrible father. Defining that character as being a bad dad. Because I mean, like,
here's the thing.
Yeah.
You are now, with your 30 years behind you, saying that as a kid's movie, this movie is paced so weird that how would a kid possibly want to watch it?
Totally. As
we
a
all-
kid who watched the fuck fuck out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's the disconnect here?
Totally. No,
Because
and that's the
I watched this all the time as a kid, and I fucking ate up every moment of it.
and that's the thing. Like, I feel like if you were to describe this film to someone on paper, like, it would make, like, someone looking and say, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you spend like 40 minutes just going over like real world bullshit, like not actually having any of the, like, knowing where it goes. Totally. But do you think like a kid nowadays would sit?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, that's
I don't want this to devolve into kids these days have no attention span.
Yeah, no, and that's not what I'm getting at. Well, I mean, maybe it is what I'm getting at, but like I feel like growing up watching the movies that I grew up, literally just because we had like 5 movies and I just had to watch them if I wanted to watch shit. Like I didn't give a fuck. Like if it had sound and moving pictures, I was cool.
I'm not gonna lie to you though, as a person with a 5-year-old, that's still the same for them.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If
Kids-
it has his favorite fucking movie has probably 50 words of dialogue.
Schindler's List. I know I should have lent him that.
It's got lots of color, lots of songs,
So it's not Schindler's List. No.
but like almost no dialogue.
What movie is it?
It's fucking Wall-E.
Oh, but that shit. Yeah, well, again, like that shit's color. Well, I mean, I guess it's not colorful per se, but I mean, it's a little cute ass robot. Well, yeah, and I guess it's like the yeah, that's the debate about like visual storytelling. Like, do you? Well,
I don't think kids have changed. I think executives have changed.
Yeah.
And the drugs that they do have changed.
that's fair.
And they need to be
Bring
like,
back the cocaine.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: is like I think this film in a lot of ways is brilliant. I mean, like as a kid who watched this film and literally was just like, there's pirates and there's colors and there's food fights and shit and people are yelling roofie, like I don't give a shit, like I just want to watch this. But then watching it again as like an adult, I mean obviously not as like a parent, but as someone who could imagine sympathizing with the parent and seeing it from both the kid's perspective and then learning to see and understand it from Robin Williams' character's perspective. Like it's a great fucking film. I guess watching it now, thinking about it as a kid's film, I feel like it could be a hard sell. But again, I mean,
that's why you have the skateboards and the glue that they throw at each other. That's for the kids.
An hour in. No.
Now that was like an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Probably.
When he finally becomes Peter Pan again.
But all that shit's brilliant though. Like visually, like, I mean, this is very, very clearly a Spielberg film.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every fucking set piece.
Even from the very beginning, like the way that the shots are composed, to like when he's like walking through the house and like all the the shadows of his glasses are like doing patterns on his face. Like that's always been like, man, somebody like, did they do that on purpose? Someone did this on purpose.
Yeah. Right.
And that's like, say what you want about Spielberg, which I think like he's definitely much more hit or miss now.
Yeah.
Then
I feel like
in
he
his
really
prime.
he peaked at Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
He drank too much Crystal Skull.
Wasn't that the Dan Aykroyd shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
Vodka.
go. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess we can kind of go through it bit by bit, or do you want to do the usual kind of talking
Let's
about
do the usual. We just talk about everything. Like,
Yeah.
overall, the story is Peter Pan comes to the real world, grows up, becomes a shitty dad, and then has to go back to save his kids from Captain Hook.
Oh man, and it should be a misdemeanor how much fun Dustin Hoffman's having in this role.
Yeah.
It should be like a fucking like serial manslaughter level felony how much fucking fun Bob Hoskins is having in this fucking movie.
Bob Hoskins, who in between scenes would sing hello to himself. Is it Smee you're looking for?
Oh man, I am 100% the target demographic to that factoid.
The weird thing about Bob Hoskins in this is that he barely looks like Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Like his head is rounder than it usually is, and not like in a fat way, but
somehow
like it's just like a perfect sphere in this, as opposed to usual where he looks like he has a face. I don't know what they did.
Movie magic.
I guess it was just
Spielberg.
I think it's the beard and the glasses.
Yeah.
And it just makes his head look like a ball, which he doesn't normally.
No.
But in this, it definitely does.
True.
So I think what I like about this, the Captain Hook Shmi stuff, Shmi Skywalker, and
Fuck.
James Tiberius Hook is
God.
Oh boy.
which is a thing
On a
that
roll.
like that is for the adults because like that is very much like
Oh yeah.
this is dialogue that most kids aren't going to understand. They'll like the funny music and Bob Hoskins bouncing around, but like all this stuff's going to go over their heads. But the parents are going to be rolling in the aisles.
Oh yeah.
Which is what I like. Like sometimes you miss that about, especially live action kids movies.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, let's throw a dick joke in for the parents that the kids won't get, and that's how we'll get the parents in,
much,
as
yeah.
opposed to
Yeah.
like
Actual.
here's the kid stuff,
Yeah.
here's the parent stuff, and we're going to alternate it, and we're going to balance it out. And then like when the kids are with Hook, it's like it's a little something for the kids, a little something for the parents.
And it's even done in kind of like a tongue-in-cheek sort of like we're gonna step aside and make a comment. Yeah, no, totally. And that's what, and like that's the thing. I think I appreciate this film so much more now as an adult, like getting all of that shit and understanding that like very fine balancing act that was made. Because I mean, some of that's a lot of that shit still lands.
It was also nice seeing a movie from pre 2001. Everything has to be ironic thing.
Yeah.
Like there's the scene with what's the kid's name when he gives Toodles marbles to Robin Williams.
Oh, Thud.
Yeah. When
Never knew his name until this last watch.
Yeah.
All the
Oh,
Lost.
really?
Oh yeah, no. For some reason, that none of that shit sank in. Like all the Lost Boys names were lost on me, and I fucking love them all. Like Don't Ask.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
The kid's name is Don't Ask because he
Yeah.
kept asking Spielberg what his Lost Boy name was until Spielberg was just like, Don't ask.
I fucking love that. Heather, if you could just please just keep the
I got
facts. Yeah,
I was reading them as we're watching and
Oh.
spewing them at the boys as things would come up.
I love that.
But like that scene, I could very easily imagine it post like 2010, where just like every couple of seconds, do people not know how to write jokes into scenes? They have to always like cut across the tension and like shatter the immersion,
Yeah.
as opposed to like,
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely know what you're talking about. This entire film, it actually takes itself and the narrative and the story it's trying to tell pretty fucking seriously.
yeah, but not like
Not like-
deadly serious, but
No.
like earnestly.
Yeah.
which is a word you can't use to describe a lot of movies.
No, it respects itself. It respects like the story it's trying to convey and the world that it's trying to build enough to actually like everything's grounded.
Well, most importantly, it respects the audience
Totally.
to understand the things that are happening.
Because like, so in the scene with Thud and Robin Williams,
His name is Thudbutt, by the way.
Thudbutt.
Thudbutt. He is credited as Thudbutt.
I love. Oh yeah, that's right. Because there's the cheese.
The cheese, the
Yeah.
Thudbutt cheese.
The thud.
But like, because there's when Robin Williams says like he really did lose his marbles, and they start laughing about that. I like in my brain I was just like, if that was made today, Thudbutt would be like, I don't know what we're laughing about, pointing out to everyone that they're in a movie, like that we're in a movie, and that I have to point out like, boy, is this I don't understand as the character what's so funny right now. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, like remember when movies could just like they were just like this is a real world that we're creating. We're not like making content to be absorbed.
And I
Well,
feel
like because you can watch that and be like, oh yeah, Toodles lost his marbles and then left Neverland.
Yeah.
So he was looking for his marbles in Neverland, never found them, and then left. And so anybody who interacted with him out there and then came here and was like, oh, he lost them.
he actually lost his
Like,
marbles.
that person in that world would know what they're talking about because they're in the same cohesive thing.
Yeah. The other scene that I know would have been just an absolute nightmare. Even with, because like Spielberg falls into the same, like he has absorbed all of these same traps. I feel like when Tinkerbell's bringing Robin Williams to Neverland, I was just like, that would be look like a nightmare if they made that today. Like it would look like the Rainbow Bridge on acid.
Yeah.
From the M's, like it would just be like lights and shooting and like a little bit of Rainbow Bridge, a little bit of what's the Willy Wonka?
The tunnel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd just be like that. It'd be like 20 minutes long, and it would just like go on forever, and it would be like, can we just get through this? As opposed to this, where it's just like a very simple couple editing tricks, and then you're in Neverland. You're like, man, thank God they didn't have that technology back then.
Well, again, I mean, having the limitations actually yield a better product. I mean, that's all. Like, I mean, if you talk about any 90s film, really, I feel like that's going to be a big piece of the charm. Yeah, because they couldn't have the sort of indulgence that you see in all these fucking movies nowadays. And they also didn't have, I mean, they didn't have executives who were convinced that everyone's so goddamn cynical that they can't just have, as you said, scenes be scenes, dialogue just be genuine dialogue. It always has to be some sort of Christmas Farlane fucking circle jerk.
Which, folks, going over to our twitch.tv/Moist Boys podcast, you can watch us lose our minds and with the will to live as we watched Space Jam 2. But like, you brought that up earlier, and that's like, I feel like the polar opposite of this movie. Like, there's a lot of similarities, but in like, that is very much, this is how we make movies in 2021, and all of the terribleness that were like, at no point are the characters living that experience. No. They're in the movie, telling you they're in a movie.
It's just noise and
fury signifying nothing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, I think it really just comes down to nothing is earned.
Yeah,
in new films.
And they don't give a shit if they do or not. They're just like, the fucking hogs have already spent their money. They're eating their popcorn, drinking their candy. Yep. They don't give a fuck.
Lambs to the slaughter.
Because I mean, I think part of it
Heather, I need a factoid stat.
The original cut of this movie was actually 3 hours long.
Oh, fuck.
God damn.
Wait, I want to watch that. Like, what did they cut? Like, what weird shit did they cut?
More mermaid shit.
Oh.
Peter Pan in school daydreaming about Neverland is one of the things they cut.
No, that's fun.
That I feel like it goes counter to what the movie actually portrays.
Yeah, that actually, I think that belongs on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
But
so speaking of that, one of the things, I think my favorite scene of this is when he finds the old tree house, the tree they used to live in.
Yeah.
And like, it's the same reason why I like the Lord of the Rings. Like my favorite thing about like the Lord of the Rings.
I'm sorry, do you mean the Hobbit trilogy?
Yeah. Like, even like, I can appreciate the Hobbit trilogy for the moments where you get like a glimpse of like things actually happened here at one point.
Yeah.
And like, you get to like see like, oh, there was like, he's visiting a world that was lived in for a while. Mm-hmm. And I kind of wonder, like, I know that the answers aren't in the book that I want based on those scenes, but I interested, having only watched like the old Disney cartoon a million years ago. Yeah. I'm assuming most of what they took from the story was from the book and not from that, since this was not a Disney production at the time. So I'm just interested like what things they took from the book and what's from that versus what they just made up. Yeah, on the spot. I have no context. I mean, I think this. I mean, it was definitely long before my time when the books came out. I mean, obviously, probably long before all of our times. But
I mean, a book that came out like at this point
80 years from before this movie came out.
Years ago.
Yeah, of course. I realized as I was saying it sounded stupid, but
it's not like, Pink Floyd. That's before my time.
Yeah,
Cleopatra. That's a little bit before my time.
Yeah, Pangea. No, it's a little
more
before my time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I would be curious as well. Although, again, I mean, I'm just gonna come out and say this. I didn't really give two shits about the Disney Peter Pan.
Yeah, I've only seen it all the way through one time.
Yeah, no, I never liked it as a kid.
Yeah,
like zero nostalgia.
I watched that one a lot as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily what it was that I liked about that one. Probably that it was a cartoon. Mm-hmm. And I think
checks out.
Yeah. I was a little kid. Like I was between John and Michael's age. I feel like when I watched it the most. And so I feel like at that point there was like a
little bit of like a self-insert sort of like
kind of,
it could be me.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah. Just like there's because that's just like full adventure.
Yeah.
But it's also full racism.
So I appreciate that about this film is that I feel like other than like I think just a slight reference to, I mean, I guess it's not necessarily overt racism as it is just complete like lack of representation, but probably better representation than casting
Rooney Mara.
Yeah, one of the Mara sisters
as Tiger
Yeah.
Lily.
Yeah.
I was gonna
is-
say, can we just the only Peter Pan adaptation to avoid the Tiger Lily situation?
Yeah,
and like
the
somehow
Tiger Lily dilemma.
he was able to figure that out 20 plus years before everybody else.
Yeah.
They came along like, no, she needs to be in this, and she will be played by a white person.
Why? Please stop.
Is Scarlett Johansson available? No.
She is
God
so.
damn it.
She can play anything.
Anything. A tree.
Which is so weird because like all those other Pans came out like right after Whale Rider came out, and everyone's like, hey, it's one non-white person that we all know. Let's get her and everything.
Yeah.
And then cast her aside like when she hits 18 because Hollywood.
I think we skirted over. I skirted over a little bit, but I just need to bring it back. Like fucking
Mermaids?
Fucking mermaids.
That
I
is
wish.
not how you put air in somebody's body. They're
Well,
just putting.
Yeah, but they're
mermaids.
they're magical.
No.
Science.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I mean, fish don't breathe air. They just fucking
Ain't no air in space.
ain't no air.
You're in air in space.
That is not untrue. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Robin Williams in this film is incredible because it's just Robin Williams, and everything that he does was, I mean, at least in my heart, pretty perfect. Robin Williams was like 100% my like movie dad. Like, I was
Same.
like, that's my dad.
Same.
He's my dad.
Yeah, I feel like
he was
Also
America's
that.
dad.
He was America's dad, which is why we all turned out like shit.
Yeah, but I guess where I was trying to go is as amazing as he is, like Dustin Hoffman is Hook, like 100% steals this entire goddamn movie for me. Like every scene that he's in, I just want to go on. I just want that to be its own fucking movie. Like I love it, and
There's
maybe
probably enough footage to do that.
that's fair. That's true.
Oh, I bet,
Hour-long supercut. Yeah.
I bet there's like 20 more scenes of them like doing their schoolwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's just like, again, like everyone in this film, like no one phoned it in. Like everyone acting chops, just going so hard. And it's so fucking fun. And it's so easy to just lose yourself in this film, which is I think very much for me. This is why this is like my recurring annual. Like I need to sit down, put on a bathrobe, make a thing of popcorn and ice cream, and just cry for like an hour. Like this is just it. That's it. That's it. You know.
And then an hour and 22 minutes later, then you stop.
And then I take a break, and then I get my second gallon, and then I finish it up.
There are a couple things that I did notice watching it this time because it's been years since I've seen this movie. Actually, the scene where he's giving his toast at the
Oh fuck.
the Granny Wendy
That's-
Memorial Hospital.
That is literally the epicenter of my weepiness. For some reason, right there.
Right there.
Oof.
That moment did not get me. But what
Really?
what
Oh, man.
what I found interesting about that scene, I found myself thinking like, how long did it take to get Robin Williams to be bad at stand up
Hey, yo.
to shoot this?
Yeah.
Okay, Robin.
Because he has
we
to not
need
be
you
himself.
To make no faces, make no voices, make.
Have absolutely no presence at the microphone.
I actually need you to pretend that you're dead and you're delivering. Nope, not like you did with the genie. No, I'm so sorry.
not that one.
Yeah. No.
But I mean, like, I don't know. There are so many things that, like, when you think about them, it's like, oh yeah, it just all boils down to their acting.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question about that scene because like in the whole rest of the movie he's just like the cock of the walk, always like bullshitting everybody, but like and they don't really go into it too much. I'm sure if there's another 40 minutes on the cutting room floor it could be in there
It's in
somewhere.
there
But
Yeah,
like
it's in the director's cut. I'm
they don't
sure.
really like go into like why he like suddenly falls apart in that moment
When he's doing
giving the speech. Yeah,
I think he's just
because he's talking about Wendy.
Yeah.
He immediately becomes that person in her home. You see him go from being who
Yeah.
he is in his office, on the plane with his family, and then from the minute he crosses the threshold into this home, we see a different Peter than
he's
we've been
13 years
seeing.
old again.
We see, a little kid who's looking up at this woman who changed his entire life.
And also kind of wants to smush.
Realizes that he wanted to smush for
Yeah.
years.
Granny Shagger.
Yeah. Well, no, but
To be fair.
great granny.
It's Dame Meg Smith, so
Maggie Smith, yes. Gwyneth Paltrow, no.
No. Yeah.
which is why he was like, "Oh, that's what Wendy looks like." Oh, but this chick.
More.
My favorite thing too is that if you put Maggie Smith next a photo of Maggie Smith from Hook next to a photo of Maggie Smith now,
Same person.
same person. They aged her up real well. She was 56 in this movie.
Yeah, no, when I heard that she was going to be in the Harry Potter films, like my mind was fucking like exploded. It's
You're like,
how-
she can't be that.
How?
She can't be in these.
Who? Yeah, they're just gonna like wheel her
too
out.
old.
Is this like Weekend at Bernie shit?
Harley, I've got some bad news for you. It's been twice as long since Harry Potter than Harry Potter from Hook.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
So put that in
Maggie-
your pipe and smoke
Dame
it.
Maggie Smith, now 86 years old.
Damn, has aged like a fine wine.
6 years younger than her character in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could. So when they do the remake,
When they do the rematch,
she's
yeah.
coming back, baby.
Oh
Yeah.
God, kill me,
Let the woman retire.
kill me. When they bring back Robin, oh,
No, this
dude.
time it'll be Tom. It'll be Tom Holland as Peter Pan.
Oh, God.
I mean, he'll look amazing with the blowout and the guy liner, so I'm for it.
Harley, I want to
probably
hear how
watch
you
that.
feel about this. Ready?
Yeah.
They originally wanted to cast Tom Hanks as Peter Pan.
Man, that's crazy to think about. I mean,
Speaking of America's dad,
yeah, that's fair. And
To say Robin Williams was America's favorite uncle.
I feel like if that had been the case, I probably would have turned out very conservative.
The problem with Tom Hanks is that he's too nervous.
yeah.
He would have been.
He does adult humor well.
Yeah.
I don't think he translates super well into kid humor.
I mean, have you not seen Polar Express?
yeah, he doesn't do.
I mean, like,
kid
he-
humor
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
exactly.
I mean, in Big, he was fine, but it was still adult humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he does. Like,
he doesn't do wacky.
It's
Speaking
wacky.
of, who the fuck is that movie for?
13-year-old boys that want to get with 30-year-old women.
Sure.
So 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've only seen that once all the way
I
through.
actually don't think I've ever watched it.
It's not nothing. It's
It's there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that, yeah, I mean, he would have done, I feel like he would have done the one scene where he is addressing the shareholders very, very well. And then
Yeah.
the rest of the film would have been like, ooh.
I think the yelling at his kids, like maybe.
No,
I
It would have been
don't-
can everybody shut up
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah,
Because that's the voice that he like. It would have been a much
That is-
more shrill.
that's true.
Yeah. Because that, yeah, you have to, I have to keep reminding myself, like, this would have been 91 Tom Hanks.
Oh
not
yeah,
like,
that's a different Tom.
Yeah.
not right now.
That's a different Tom,
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks. Yeah.
No, young baby Tom Hanks.
Fucking Forrest Gump yelling at little kids.
Yeah, I know that's not. Robin Williams had a special kind of
Totally.
humor and acting where it translated really well across all generations.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, I don't know. I mean, I realize that Robin Williams had a lot of really good films that he was in that, I mean, obviously very much like very clearly conveyed his acting chops, but like, I feel like he covers a lot of fucking ground in this film. Like, I feel like I go back and I watch this, I'm like, how the fuck does he do this? Like, how
It's a 3-day character arc that should have taken 3 years.
yeah. Well, but I mean, again, I think it just goes to show just the versatility that he had as an actor, as like an
You know
actual
who's-
serious actor.
You know who did not have great versatility in this movie and apparently was fucking awful to work with? Julia Roberts.
No shit.
Yeah.
Because she didn't work with anybody.
Yeah, because she was
was
just in green screen.
green screen and
Yeah.
alone.
She had one scene.
One
One
scene.
scene.
Where she
And
got
I
to
guess
interact with a human
she
being.
fucking hated it.
Yeah,
and made
doesn't
life
surprise me.
living fucking hell for everybody.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Well, I mean, because they probably were like, yeah, we're going to do this thing, this newfangled technology. And it's like, fucking, wow. I'm like a serious actress. Like, I fucking, like, I am 100% probably the most accredited person here. God damn it. Maybe not. At the
Do you
time,
even know who my uncle is?
But I mean, I do still love Julia Roberts. Tinkerbell. Like
I mean,
no?
no, I'm not.
Really?
I'm I'm here for Julie Roberts as Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the same way you're talking about,
Oh,
but
God damn it. Oh yeah, no, she can get after that pixie cut for sure.
and
But-
like the costumes on point, the haircuts on point.
oh yeah, no,
The storyline
yeah.
I didn't need's on point.
That's fair.
I mean, that's always been her. She's always been a weird
I
freak.
realize, but they push it a little too far for me.
Really? Like
Yeah.
her whole like I loved you all along thing, or
No, because I knew, like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
She
Her
literally tried to
sudden-
murder children because he liked them more than her.
No, I just maybe the her
There's-
getting big thing bothered me.
See, there's nothing in this movie because so that's a big point of contention on the internet.
Oh,
of,
really?
Like the quote unquote
the beginning scene.
the sexualization quote unquote of the relationship between Peter and Tinkerbell.
Oh,
I'm-
I swear
Which-
to
what
God,
the
go
fuck?
fucking watch the
Yeah.
Disney version.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say.
Have you never seen Peter Pan before?
Yeah.
Because that girl has always wanted that kid dick.
She wanted,
Yeah.
she wanted to climb up his pee hole the whole time.
Well,
The whole
God.
time.
Like, she's always been in love with Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Like Josh
Yeah.
said, she was literally willing to murder children for him.
Well, and I mean, like maybe not even in like I mean I don't know. I haven't read the book. I don't fucking know the subcontext. But even in that film, I mean, there's something to be said about like just like childhood jealousy. Just be like,
He's
you were
my best
you were
friend.
my best friend, and now you're hanging out with all these other bitches.
You can't be best friends with them.
They did, and I think that
Or the like, hey, we're hanging out. This is cool. This is cool. Oh, my best friend's here. Get out the fucking way.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think it is kind. I mean, to a degree, it's a natural leap to imagine that this film, you know, taking place so long after, you know, that story, all those stories take place. I mean, Robin Williams has grown old.
Growed old.
Growed old. He's grown, and I mean, obviously, I'm not really sure how like fairies age in this fucking.
I mean, if she's in Neverland, she probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I guess, right? So I don't
That's
know.
what that means. That Tinkerbell looked like Julia Roberts the entire time.
Yep.
Nope, not mad.
Yeah, no, not mad.
But I'm just confused.
But like, there's that line though, like this is the biggest feeling I've ever had. And now I'm finally big enough to feel like that shit. I don't know why that shit's cute as fuck. Like maybe I'm just a sap, but that shit's cute as fuck to me.
And I think that's everything that they do in this movie between her and Peter is just it reaching its logical conclusion.
yeah,
Yeah.
And like anybody who has a problem with the fact that she sees him, she goes and gets him and is like, oh my God. And the more like she's hanging out around him, she's like realizing
like this is what this has been.
this is what it's been. Also, he's old enough for me to act on it.
Yeah.
Which then she does, which she would have. There's no version of Tinkerbell that doesn't want to just like
Yeah.
just full bear hug the D and
Oh my
like
God. Jesus Christ. I mean, what, am I gonna Google search that tonight? Probably.
Probably.
Should
You're
I?
welcome.
Probably not. But
real quick, I wanted to bring back to something we were talking
yeah.
about
Yeah.
with Robin Williams yelling at the kids. I would not, based on, I mean, they're kids and whatever, but like based on how that scene plays out, I would not put it past Spielberg to not have told them.
That he was gonna yell.
oh yeah, do they look terrified?
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit in
wanna
this movie
know-
where
You want to know a scene where Steven Spielberg really didn't tell the kids something?
What's that?
when he was smashing the clocks,
No.
and Jack's like, oh
Probably
my
not.
God, because
this one's wholesome. I'm gonna get away from the scary ones and go to a wholesome one. The kid who played Thudbutt revealed in an interview later, way later, they didn't know which kid was getting the sword.
Really?
They didn't know which kid was getting the sword. Only Spielberg and Robin Williams did. Those kids' reactions are legit reactions.
That's so fucking yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that fucking scene.
I know. Read the freaking
Yeah,
info on
yeah.
the IMDb for
I don't
this
know
movie.
how-
It's adorable. My favorite thing I've learned, I didn't know this. Steven Spielberg considered Robin Williams to be his best friend, and it was because of this movie. And Spielberg actually regretted making this movie, hated making this movie because it was so hard for him to handle these children.
Yeah.
trying to wrangle all these children.
Doesn't he have kids?
Yeah, it actually made him question whether to have more kids.
That's fair.
I mean, to be fair, like should we have another kid? Ooh, 2 might be a lot. Anyway, I'm working with 30 right now.
Yeah, minimum for sure.
Minimum.
And what? So Robin Williams was like the perfect.
It was when Robin Williams died that he was like, I'm really glad I got to make that movie because it's how I met Robin and had him in my life. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I know, me too. Harley and I are crying now in the studio. You're welcome.
Oh, I like that, man.
Can we all agree that only Steven Spielberg could have made this movie with performances from children that weren't fucking abominable?
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, whether or not he had the stomach for him, like, I mean, definitely, like, he knows how to.
I can't, like, every time I'm like, that was a good child performance. It's Spielberg 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of not terrible kids performances from most things.
Dude, Spy Kids is a fucking classic.
Spy Kids.
I mean, that's just because Robert Rodriguez is on the same intellectual level as the children.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't think this viewing really changed my opinion of this film. I still think it's fucking great. I still think that it should be really, if you're talking about like cult classic nostalgia 90s films, like this is still should be required fucking viewing.
Yeah.
Like, was I able to peel back the glossy, like nostalgia induced veneer and kind of approach the film a little more critically and just start asking more questions and say like, well, you know, who is this for? What about this? What about this? Yeah. But I mean, all in all, I mean, this film 100% is good. Actually, this is a great fucking, I love it.
Now that Harley's busted that cherry, might as well get into it. I'm also gonna say this is good. Actually, we didn't talk about John Williams yet, but this.
Oh shit!
Score.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I didn't actually mean
slaps.
I didn't mean to say the name of the film. No, yeah, this. Oh fuck. The hook theme, like that shit. Just I hum that shit all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like if I'm walking to the store. That's what I'm humming. That is like typically 9 times out of 10. That is the soundtrack to Harley's brain, which I think actually might explain more than it should.
Maybe.
Hook, give us the hook. I love that shit.
Too Small looks at Peter and says, "Welcome back to Neverland, Pan the Man." And if you look closely, you can see Robin Williams mouthing the words to help him remember.
Oh fuck, that's cute.
God, I love this movie.
Little never bugs. Little ones.
Little ones.
So fucking.
Hans Zimmer definitely watched this movie before writing the score for Sherlock Holmes, though, because they're practically identical.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, Hans, I love you, but sometimes, like, I know, like, who could really put effort into Sherlock Holmes?
I mean,
By Guy Ritchie, like who would, like, you give me the money, I'm like, I'm not gonna put any effort into this fucking movie. Look at this fucking shit. You got Robert Downey Jr. doing a shitty British accent. What the fuck is going on around here?
I'm sorry, were there no British men?
Was Jude Law really set on playing Watson?
Absolutely.
I mean, of the two, it's the better role.
True.
I would watch a Jude Law Sherlock Holmes, though. Yeah. That would fucking slap. If it was actually by British people. Not Guy Ritchie.
Not Guy Ritchie.
We didn't even talk about the cameos in this movie.
Oh God,
So
I know.
many.
So many. So
Fucking
Glenn
Shark
Close.
Jumper over here was like,
Sorry,
and I'm done.
I didn't mean to. I
Time to wrap it up.
I feel like I was going somewhere with that, but
To the end of the episode.
no.
Usually how that works. Right?
Yeah, sorry. I know. We can edit and post. It's fine.
Oh, most definitely not.
To be fair, I don't think I knew any of these people when I was watching, like, growing up watching it.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, not at all.
Who the fuck is Phil Collins? Who knows?
Yeah, who
Wait,
knows? Dude,
he's
he's the cop.
He's the cop, and who goes, knowing your family's literary history, we're just gonna.
Oh shit!
That's
Yeah.
fucking Phil Collins.
Phil Collins with a mustache, motherfucker.
Oh my god!
And they filmed that scene, 2 different versions of that scene, by the way, a longer scene and then that one. And Collins was like, "We need the longer scene,
Of
clearly."
course.
And Hoffman was like, "No, shorter one. Use the shorter one, Spielberg."
I love that. Yeah. So okay, well, didn't know about Phil Collins. How do I know so little about this goddamn movie?
I don't know.
Considering I've watched it every fucking
pleb.
Glenn Close
Yeah.
is the pirate who goes into the boo box.
Yep.
What's his?
Which I was a grown ass man when I found
Yeah.
out.
Grown ass.
Oh yeah. Well, you'd never know. Like, I mean, the makeup and like the beard and everything. Like,
The no.
So good.
the
Yeah.
2 words she says.
yeah, that's fair. Isn't there?
David Crosby.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the
He's
pirates.
in a long time of it because you finally when you pointed him out, I was watching and I was
Yeah,
like,
he's-
oh, there he is again. Oh, there he is
Yeah,
again.
he's in like a lot of scenes.
Yeah,
lot of it.
he's also the pirate who gets like
Hitting the nuts.
hitting the nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the one really you had to like that
Yep.
one scene.
The one nut shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, it was great. Thud's little face every time he hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
plank and it came up. Like I know that child was like, okay, go ahead and step on it. And he's like, yes!
Yeah, right. Well, and there's just like I don't know. Again, like yeah, I mean, I would be curious to know like how much of that really was like how much that was direction, how much that was just the kids. But there's so many little moments like that where it's just like, man, like again, no one fucking phoned it in. Everyone's just having fun. Like I don't know, the whole running gag with the fucking like the stair carpet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that shit.
Only Hook can go down the stairs.
Yeah.
Go up or down it when it's the red carpet.
I fucking
Gotta
love it.
fix it constantly.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Wait, so what other cameos?
Well, Gwyneth Paltrow is technically a cameo.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a cameo when she was in it, but it is now.
It is now.
And you're like,
Yeah,
oh shit,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
she's
actually-
a named character with lines of dialogue.
She's Wendy Darling, and she says, "Oh, Peter,
Oh, Peter.
the end."
Yeah.
The end. Tween, darling.
Queen Darling.
And then-
Twenty.
And then slightly older tween darling, and then MILF darling, and then gone.
Yeah. And then Meg.
And then he was gone for 60 fucking years. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, you know what? I should go hit up Wendy.
yeah.
Jimmy
Get me a
Buffett.
Frosty.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Buffett's
Fucking-
a pirate.
What?
Yeah.
He's the one that tries to steal his shoes at when they first get to Neverland.
Oh, with the cane?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's Jimmy
That's-
Buffett.
I
Jimmy
was
Buffett.
wondering because there are honestly, I'm gonna have to go back and check this shit out because there's definitely like a bunch of scenes where they have like the pirates running around and they just linger on them for a little bit too long. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that fucker. Who's the one? Is it when Peter Pan finally like gets all dressed up as a pirate and he's like growling, he's doing like his R, and then there's like, how are you?
Oh yeah, that's a dude.
Yeah, who's that?
I don't think that was anybody.
No, I feel like that has to be somebody because there's like they just linger on him for a little too long,
Right.
But maybe not. Maybe it's just
I don't know. Maybe it's just a dude.
maybe it's just a dude. Maybe it's somebody that they thought was going to be a cameo, but alas, never really took off.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have an actor say lines in a movie.
I guess.
Rude, I guess. So this being my first time seeing this movie in a long while,
Yeah.
there were definitely scenes that I will say snuck up on me in a oh, why am I crying now kind of sense.
Yeah, like the whole movie.
Like the whole movie. No, not the whole movie. Like
Well, I was actually sorry to interrupt. I was going to ask, like, as a parent, I feel like this film would just be a fucking kick to the chest.
a little
Nah,
bit.
that's
Yeah.
fine. I have a great relationship with my child. Leave me alone.
Well, I mean, in that sense, yeah.
Damn,
Jesus.
fucking
The lady
damn.
gossip protests too much, methinks.
She has the best relationship with her kid. Don't even fucking question it.
But when did you cry?
Yeah,
The one that kind of like surprised me a little bit is when the after Rufio draws the line, and
Yeah.
the kids are like running back and forth, and like the little kid is like trying to convince him, like, no, this dude's legit. Like,
God, the
Pockets. When
yeah.
Pockets is touching his face.
that musical swell that just that
Yeah.
shit's fucking beautiful.
and then Rufio dying, obviously.
Whatever.
Nah, it's
So
fine.
whatever.
It's been done.
Woof, guys. Woof.
Jesus.
No, I mean that always fucked me up big time.
Yeah.
See, like this was the first time that I've ever had any like sort of reactions to
Oh,
this
really?
movie.
Is it because you've watched Avatar now?
Like, oh, Prince Zuko, no.
Oh, yeah, man. It's weird. I think this is one of the. I think my relationship to this movie is definitely a lot of like over the years me applying like
your life to it more.
Not
and
even
more.
yeah. I mean, definitely my life,
Yeah.
but also just like me interpreting shit. Like me, I feel like I just went down the rabbit hole on this fucking film a little too much in a lot of ways. Like I definitely, this is like before I actually always had to watch subtitles. When Hook and Pan are having like their last big duel. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I mean, Hook, his whole thing is like, death is the only adventure I have left, blah, blah, blah. I thought that line was repeated. I thought that when I forget what the exact exchange is, but basically like Peter says something like witty, and then Hook's like, death is the only adventure that we have left, and he was like, that would be a great adventure. Like I thought it was like,
So earlier in the movie,
yes,
Hook says, "Death is the only adventure I have left."
yes,
Because he's like, he's gonna
Yeah.
get up off your ass and get over here. I'm committing suicide.
Yeah. Don't try to
you
stop.
dare try to
Don't
stop
you
me.
dare
Me
try
try
to
to stop me. Try to stop me.
Also,
I
shout out to movies that could have suicide as a joke.
Right?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Those
yeah.
days.
That would
Bring
be
him
a
back.
hard PG-13 nowadays.
Yeah. And then at their duel, Peter says something, and then Hook says, "Death is the only adventure left for you."
Yeah.
To which then Peter says, "To die would be a great adventure."
And I, for some reason, thought that was Hook repeating the line, "Death is the only adventure that I have left." And I thought, I was like, oh, fuck, this shit's getting deep. Like, I mean, because that really, at the end of the day, I mean, that is kind of the thing with Hook, right? Like, I mean, Hook is very much, I mean, again, I'm going to get weird about this, but I mean, he is the manifestation of our fear of growing old, our fear of like, of raging against time and youth.
Am I going to have to start quoting Charles Dickens at you again?
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. But I mean that's the whole thing. Like, I mean, that's the motif with the clock. I mean, he's literally like he's afraid of death. He's afraid of getting fucking eaten. He's afraid of his time running out. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, you weren't on the Interstellar episode.
No,
because he says that, and that's the thing that Michael Caine keeps repeating in that movie. That Charles Dickens, is it Dickens? No, it's Walt Whitman. Somebody. Anyways,
Walter White
raging against the.
Oh, the dying of the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that bullshit.
I mean, yeah, in a degree, in a sense, but I don't know. I mean, I think that really is the push and pull narratively of this film. I think really just the probably the source material is just like youth versus cynicism. I mean, at the end of the day. So.
I'm not gonna lie, the line "it would be a great adventure" got me this
Yeah.
time around. Only because of who said it. It's only because it came out of Robin Williams' mouth, and I can't not we have a movie coming up or done with, or I don't remember where we are on the timeline. Where are we in the multiverse?
What branch are we on?
Where's the TVA?
Where's
TVA
Where's
on
my
this
jet
shit?
ski?
But watching A Dark Knight is going to destroy my brain.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched it since he died. I don't know if I'm gonna, but that's not true. I've watched it.
I was going to say he died before
Well,
it came out in theaters.
I
so-
haven't watched it since it came out in theaters because I have a hard time with it.
The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger.
2008.
Ledger. So like these men who were huge legends in my eyes growing up, like this is rough for me. Watching Hook is rough for me.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
like their certain line. There's not gonna be another one.
Yeah. No, it's.
So don't redo Hook.
Yeah, leave well enough alone. Again,
Christ, I can only imagine.
luckily the ratings clearly wouldn't justify this getting a fucking remake. You monsters.
Hook, the new legacy.
Oh Christ!
Hook 2.
Cruise control.
I was gonna say, do not say the Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, except this time Hook would be in the real world because he died in Neverland. So he would just come in, because when you die in the fake world, you just come into the real world somehow.
Because that makes the most sense.
Did Smee die?
What?
I was doing another Space Jam 2 reference.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get mad about that film.
so the one
Movie
thing
makes me so mad.
I know.
the one thing, because you were talking about how Hook is like his metaphorical place in the movie or whatnot.
Yeah.
And my only like thing that I wish they had done more was involving that.
Yeah.
Like with the children like losing their memories, like they very lightly touch on it and they kind of hint at it a little bit.
Yeah.
But also it kind of plays out, but they don't really they don't lean into it. I feel like 10% more of like pointing that out, I feel like would have made it.
I think the way that they choose to point it out is when Peter gets his memories back.
Yeah.
immediately reverts back to that.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
just
'cause he
like,
goes
Neverland erases shit.
Because he
while
goes
you're
to
here.
Tink, and it sounds like he's a 13-year-old kid again. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Tink, let's go play. Let's do these things. Let's do this." And
Yeah.
you're like, "Whoa, don't you?"
Except,
and she
like-
has to remind him, like, "Why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
But like the where that gets a little muddy though is that's immediately after he gets hit on the head and gets a concussion. So like when I was watching it as a kid, I would always connect those two things of like he got hit on the head, reverted to Peter Pan, not necessarily losing like not having his memories taken away, as opposed to like where the children like they're slowly losing everything.
And I wonder
Yeah.
if they don't super hit on it because it is something that that Peter Pan, like every Peter Pan movie touches on. Like I've watched plenty of adaptations of Peter Pan, including the Disney version, and they all touch on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Wendy and John and
Michael.
all start losing their memory. They stop being able to remember their mother. They stop being able to. So
And then they
I wonder if they were just like, we don't need to fully do this in Hook.
But then they like really hit it at the end when they come back and they're like, I recognize this lady. And I was like, oh yeah, they've been losing their memories even though they like, kind of don't.
They could have made that subtext more text. I guess.
Maybe it was part of the 40 minutes it's on the
Could be. But also like as far as like the subtext go, really the only subtext of the movie is Robin Williams learning how to be a better dad, which I kind of like it's a little like it would have been nice if it a little bit tied more into like what Neverland represents.
Yeah.
And like for him at the end of the day it's just like Neverland means knowing how to have fun.
Yeah.
It was like okay, like they could have I feel like they could have touched on a couple
They
other
could have, but I mean, I don't know. Why linger too much on the ominous, the scary part in a children's. I mean, I think it would have been interesting. And that's the thing. Like I watching this film now as an adult, like I do wish that they would have maybe taken a step in the direction of making this more of an adult-centered film. Because I think there's some shit that if they had really like come at it hard, could have been really fucking interesting. Like I feel like this film, I mean, not to say it isn't good, but I feel like this could have very easily been a film that is like talked about, in all different kinds of just like overly analytical fucking circles. Like I feel like,
well, that's what we're here for.
well, yeah, exactly.
Holy Christ.
Huh.
I just looked it up because like the thing that brings Robin Williams like back into like his mission is when he's remembering like when he became a dad. So I was like, well, when did Steven Spielberg become a dad? He became a dad 7 times between 1976 and 1996.
Yeah,
so it definitely wasn't.
Has a lot of
7.
Yeah. So
Him
it
and
definitely
Nick Cannon, same club.
the Cannon Club.
Cannon Club. Actually, I mean, it probably would have the Spielberg Club in that case.
So like it definitely wasn't.
Bird Club.
This definitely wasn't a response to that because he was an
already
old
old,
hand at it by that time.
Yeah.
God damn. Well, all right then.
Well, good for him for still keeping a skip in his step and a
I was
song in his
saying,
heart.
he did have more kids after Hook, though.
Gotta give it to him not using rubbers ever.
Yeah.
I imagine 7 times sounds about right.
I mean, after how successful this film was, I mean, you can't really afford them. So
Hey yo.
explain your Spielberg.
Explain it.
Explain.
Explain. God, my brain immediately went into a gotta give it to him for giving it to him.
Boo.
Boo.
I feel like we already spoiled this, but Harley, is this good action?
Oh,
like looking back on it with your critical, cynical, dead behind the eyes.
My
vision.
dead fish eyes. No, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's still a great film. I think that, I mean, if you really want to get into it, I mean, it's not a perfect film, and I think that, I mean, I think it warrants a little bit of the criticism. But I mean, just as far like if you were the same as I, and it sounds like everyone else in this room, and watch this film,
then we apologize. Like condolences. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you were, exactly. If you were like us, I'm so sorry. But if you had watched this film in that special time as a kid and just had it kind of on repeat, I mean, everyone that I've ever talked to who has seen this movie and has like that nostalgic connection fucking loves it. As someone without that, or I mean, let's even just say someone without that of our same age group, or maybe someone younger, or hell, even like kids nowadays. Like, do I think this is a film that everyone's going to love? Would I recommend this to just everyone? Yes, because I'm a fucking crazy person.
Fair enough.
A nihilist and a sadist.
Exactly. But do I think that like this is a film for everyone that everyone will love? Yes, because fuck you. That's why.
It's Spielberg, goddammit.
It's classic Spielberg. It's classic. Just we're gonna like put everything into this. Like we're gonna take it seriously. We're gonna have this like this narrative built, this world built, and none of it's gonna be done for the sake of like irony or cynicism. It's just gonna be what it is, and it's perfect. Like I mean, like 90s, just fucking fever dream fantasy adventure. Fucking just let's go. This is it. It doesn't get any better in my heart.
Yeah. And for those listeners,
Asshole.
I thought you said asshole.
This is where Heather comes out after not
Just
saying
swinging.
anything for this entire
Yep.
podcast. And this is like, this movie fucking sucks.
If the listeners want to watch this movie, don't go to Netflix because it's gone now.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It is
We-
officially.
We are guessing it's going to Disney Plus, but nobody.
Oh
is
God,
sure.
I hope so. I mean, I really hope this film continues to be streamed somewhere for free because I feel like it does run the risk of just dropping off the face of the earth.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, like I have a copy, and I specifically went out and bought a copy because there was a long ass period of time where you just couldn't fucking find this anywhere. It
Yeah.
was like thrown into the bullshit Disney vault or something like that, and it was just impossible.
Yeah, we are. So, for a slight context, we are in a slight vacuum right now. Of the movie is now still on Netflix.
Yeah.
But by the time this comes out, will no longer be on Netflix, and we have no idea where it's gonna go.
Well, I can confirm you can still stream it not stream. I mean, you can still rent it via stream or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
But that doesn't, I mean,
it's on like Apple TV. It's on like Fandango and shit.
yeah, but like paying $3 for a 30-year-old movie just seems like a steep, it's a steep
to have it
price.
for 48 hours.
I guess that should be the question. Is this movie worth $3?
Oh
for
fuck!
48 hours?
Absolutely. I was literally going to pay $3 to watch it, even though I own it, because I just literally didn't want to get it out of my fucking DVD case. That
or
was
use the remote to go to Netflix, apparently.
yeah. Well, I didn't know it was on Netflix. So.
I would say no, but only because
Yeah.
I
just
don't
watched
know
it.
what it is. Not only that, I have a thing against renting digital things for 48 hours. I don't know what it is.
No, I mean it's bullshit. It makes sense.
Yeah, especially because like if you really want to watch the movie, it's $4.99. If it's a good movie you really want to watch, it's $7.99 for 48 hours. It's like, good God.
Yeah.
Bring back Blockbuster.
Right? Yeah. Give me like
$5 across the board, any movie.
yeah.
And like, I don't know. There's something to be said about like going through the ritualization of watching films rather than just like putting it on and just letting it wash over you.
Yeah.
Which I feel like streaming does a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel. I mean, I'm definitely guilty of this, of just having something on, something I've never watched before, something I don't really intend on watching again, but just literally having it on as like background noise.
I can't do background noise.
Yeah, I fucking I have to
Like if I'm gonna put, like if I'm like folding laundry and I'm gonna put something on, it has to be like I have to go to YouTube and find a playlist of like music videos where
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that I'm like it's just they're playing. Like it can't be a movie because I'm gonna just stop what I'm doing and watch the movie.
yeah.
Jonathan, Hook is good actually?
Is it good? Choose your words carefully.
This movie fucking sucks, y'all. I think I make that joke literally every episode.
Probably.
I need to stop doing that.
It's an oldie but a goodie,
It's,
I guess so.
Is it a goodie?
just like us.
For the audience out there, I guess I should go through all the. Is it good actually? Is it bad actually? Or is it entertaining actually? Which is a third thing that because we like to equivocate around here at the
Or-
Moist Boys podcast.
Or
Is it Love Actually?
it is literally not.
It is not that because you don't have a 40-year-old going
Andrew
after
Lincoln?
Andrew Lincoln going after an 18-year-old Keira Knightley. So Hook, Jonathan.
So Hook, boy howdy, do I appreciate things about this movie more now as a parent than when I did watching it as a kid. Because I could watch this entire movie and enjoy it as a child, just stone-faced the entire time. Now I just turn into a complete mess. So I'm going to say, yeah, it's good actually. Anything, I mean... I don't know. Regardless, maybe this is just me. Anything that can actually like elicit any sort of reaction out of me, I kind of have to feel like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Huge caveat to that.
Wonder Woman 84.
Wonder Woman 84, where like, yeah, the little kid at the end made me cry, but that movie fucking sucked ass.
Yeah.
And I just felt manipulated at that point. It was like, no, you don't get to do this to me now after everything that came before. Fuck you, Wonder Woman 84. But yeah, Hook, good actually.
Folks, go listen to our Wonder Woman 84 episode.
Oh,
that was a good
that's
episode.
an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Heather,
lot of anger.
Heather, is it good actually? Hook.
It's Alistair, actually.
Alistair!
That's my son!
Attica!
You're welcome.
Or is it entertaining actually?
I can't look at Harley right now.
Why?
I don't know.
She fucking hated it,
I
dude.
don't hate it. I feel like Hook is very much like Goonies or the Ewoks in Star Wars. Listen, in which you had to have watched it at the right time in your life for it to continue to be a great movie.
Yeah.
When you read these reviews on people who didn't like this movie, they're very reminiscent of the reviews of people who watched Goonies and didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't their cup of tea at that time in their life, and they just don't go back to it.
And I 100%.
Goonies sucks.
I mean,
I didn't say that this was Goonies.
well, I mean, I'll say I didn't watch Goonies growing up. I actually have only watched like the first half, and I actually specifically chose to not finish it because I was like, I don't fucking give a shit. Like I don't.
Same.
Yeah, right.
Again,
So
how old were you guys when you watched it?
Grown ass man.
like literally last year.
Yeah. I watched
Yeah.
Goonies as an 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and do you still like going back? I mean, do you go back and watch it, or have you watched it?
No,
really?
because I have a monster in my house who won't let me enjoy things I liked from my childhood.
yeah, there's no Goonies and there's no mushrooms in our goddamn house.
I'm also not allowed to eat shrimp, but mainly because he'll get the sad bits.
Because I have a shellfish allergy.
How
Thank you
shellfish
very
of you?
much. How shellfish of me.
Right? I really feel like it falls into that genre. So while I disagree and I think that Hook is good, actually, I have the opposite reaction as Jonathan did. I didn't fall more in love with it this time. Like the parent stuff actually didn't get to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because in my brain, this is my childhood movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to view it like a child. I like the child parts. The garbage grown-up parts can go away.
Yeah.
Give me more crowing. Give me more Rufy Boo.
Yeah.
I think not to go
The
like
cool basketball parts. Give me more of that.
Yeah.
not to go too in depth into like gender politics or anything like that, but I think some of that could possibly be because while Moira, also it's pronounced Moira, you fucking monster.
Moira.
She's not a fucking eel. She's a person.
She's not a fucking wanting a pizza.
That's pronounced
Give me a Moira pizza.
It is
Wow.
pronounced Moray. That's the joke, Harley. While she's not like a non-entity in this movie, it's not her movie.
Yeah.
And so I feel like maybe there could on some level be a thing there where it's just like I'm sitting over here sweating bullets and like crying, being like, how do I not be a shitty dad?
Well, I don't actually agree with that because we've watched a lot of movies where it is the dad, and I have those feels, and I don't get it this way. And I think it's because I'm not that parent. Like I do work a ton. I still have a good relationship with my kid. I don't feel like. Don't make those faces at me, Harley.
Oh shit!
Like I don't feel like I have. I can't get behind that because I'm just like, no, you're just being a shitty dad. Like get out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
well, I mean, yeah, like
You're on vacation. Fuckface. Hang up your cell phone.
Yeah. Well, and I feel
I
like
think there's a lot of that where like we as like as a society, but like we as our generation.
I would say I was gonna say as millennials, I think because we were raised on A, parents who were like this, and B, movies who pointed this shit out.
We are in less danger of becoming
that. And so I don't connect to it as much because I'm just kind of like, nah, man, that shit's weak. I ain't doing that.
yeah,
Like,
ain't gonna be me.
ain't gonna be me.
Ain't gonna be me.
I bought all day, every day.
That's totally fair. I think I just have like anxiety about everything.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's not saying that the adult parts are not good and like that you can't go back and like Jonathan did and like grow with this movie. I'm just saying I did not grow with this movie.
I mean, I don't know.
I was definitely like, nope, I just want the flying around part. Throw more food. Go.
I mean, I think that the introductory like portion where it's defining, you know, kind of the family dynamics. I mean, at this point it's a little derivative. It's a little rote. It's a little hammy in a lot of spaces, and it doesn't really like.
throw some more college words out there. College boy.
I mean, I'm sorry. Is hammy a college word? Maybe community. No, actually, that's not fair.
If you're not talking about a sandwich,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. Maybe culinary school.
I think part of it, the derivativeness comes from the fact that literally every family movie following this followed the same exact formula.
Exactly.
And that might be that might be like if something taints the adult part of this to me. So where I'm like, boring. Adult, fun part, yay! Let's do the fun part.
I don't know though. I feel like if anything, like the most adult part of this film is for me. I mean, the part that rather relates to, you know, kind of Robin Williams coming into his own as a parent is very much that like I remembered my happy thought. It was my children. Like that shit emotionally
that'll
slaps.
make you cry.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that
matter who you are.
shit. That shit's fucked. Like that's.
I think I liked the Dustin Hoffman part too because you get to see somebody have fun with the kids in this movie.
Yeah.
That's not like him and trying to manipulate Maggie and Jack in the little school.
Yeah.
I dug that shit this time. And I probably didn't dig that shit as a kid. It probably was like, ew, bad man, stop. Yeah. Now I'm like, kids are so easy to manipulate.
Fuck.
Gaslight them.
They
Gaslight
really are.
Yeah.
Like magic surroundings notwithstanding, like you can gaslight kids so easily.
Jesus.
My favorite line, one of my favorite line readings of all time was when what's the little girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie's like, F?
Yeah,
I got an F.
I was gonna say, like that shit was great. That shit always makes me laugh. And then also, it's sad because it's followed by probably one of the worst delivered lines in the scene.
Oh no!
But when she's like, "Daddy," and he's like fighting with that pirate who's coming to grab her,
Daddy?
and then she's like, "Daddy," and if they just would have fucking left it at that,
I
would have been fine. But then she's like, "My dad is Peter Pan." Like, fuck off.
One more second cut off that 40 minutes.
I know.
I kind of liked it though.
I mean,
liked
it's
it.
cute. It's very
cute.
90s. I mean, again, it's just like, I feel like that was one of those brief moments in this most recent watching where I kind of just forgot what I was watching. I'm like, this shit's fucking awesome. Oh, God.
I think we can all agree the worst line of dialogue in this movie is the space between dreaming and being awake is where I'll always love you.
Oh, no, that show's hot.
Oh, and what makes me
That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be.
I know. Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
That part, the part that makes me feel so bad about cringing at that line is it's literally a Carrie Fisher line. Like Carrie Fisher wrote that line. She was brought in to like Carrie Fisher is uncredited ghostwriting.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell,
Fucking what?
Specifically Tinkerbell's lines.
Every movie that you like, I like that movie between like 1979 and like 2000 and
Carrie Fisher
just
wrote it.
Carrie Fisher
Uncredited. God.
did uncredited
you
writing
can
on
find
it.
Carrie Fisher
it.
fingerprints on everything.
I would recommend. I saw this on
Mom.
Twitter, but someone uploaded her copy of the script for Empire Strikes Back.
Did she put notes and like rewrite shit in it?
Yeah, like pretty much the whole page is just scribbled out, and she put like
This sucks.
no, she
Fuck
like
off,
wrote
Georgie
down
boy.
the lines that are in the final film.
Really?
Yeah, like she wrote like when her and Lando Calrissian are like after like Han Solo gets taken away and he goes to rescue them. Like that whole scene was completely rewritten, like top to bottom by her, like on the set.
Chewie is choking him out.
Yeah,
That's
like
fucking awesome.
She wrote all of his because you know a George Lucas script is like fucking dry as the Sahara.
Yeah, you know what screens.
There, I can just imagine like Chewie
You know what
is
she
there
didn't
choking
touch-
him out,
Yeah.
and Lando Calrissian is just like, I'm haunted by the kiss I never should have
Yeah, I was
given you.
gonna say, you know which scripts Carrie Fisher didn't zazz up? Any of the prequels.
Yeah.
Or to be fair, or the sequels.
Or the
Oh,
Like she was. Can you imagine? Like,
I mean, she may have ghostwritten one of them.
yeah.
Jesus.
Okay,
It
Harley,
made me sad
there's-
while I was saying it. It made me so sad as I was saying it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He literally looked like he was gonna throw up. As he was saying it. He's like, "This is gonna hurt me more than it does you."
It did. My soul is torn in twain.
Harley is haunted by the line. He should
Oh God!
So anyway,
kill me now.
it's good. I think it's good actually.
It's fine.
I think it holds up.
It's
I'll be interested to see how kids feel about
You're
this
not
film.
good actually.
I think
Yeah, I'm interested to show it
Christ,
to
we're all
Bennett, but
such-
I can't figure out the right age in which to show this movie.
I don't think it's
to.
yet because I think he would run from the room screaming when Robin Williams yells at the children.
Or-
I think
he'll just curl up in a
he
ball.
would curl up in a ball and cry. He would be immediately in my armpit crying.
So basically, like what I was like last night.
No,
Probably.
Honestly,
this
the-
movie came out in 91.
Yeah.
Bennett wasn't born yet.
No, Jesus.
This is before his time.
This was before his time.
So ways before his time.
I remember going to see this movie in the theater somehow,
I was gonna say it was. 15
I
years
don't
before
think
his
that's
time.
true.
Oh God.
but I do though.
You
I
were
would have been three.
3.
No,
But I remember seeing it in the theater. I remember being in the theater and seeing this movie. There are movies that I remember seeing in the theater that I'm just like, how the fuck does that happen? How do I
Back to
remember?
the Future, Die Hard.
No, but like I remember. I think because back in the day, like I don't know that like VHS releases were quite as prevalent as like they became as we were growing up. So like movies were being re-released in theaters more often because we went and saw The Little Mermaid in the theater, and I was there seeing it in the theater, and I remember seeing it in the theater,
But you weren't 1 year old.
but I wasn't.
I would have been.
Oh,
You
that
would
was-
not
was
have
that
been,
89?
Harley.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Little Mermaid come out in 89?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I would have been
Yeah.
none years old.
None years old. Not even a glint in your daddy's eye. So like I don't know, but Muppet Christmas Carol I remember seeing in the theater, but that was like 94.
What?
4?
Oh, fuck.
3?
I would have. Oh, my God.
So you were
Oh,
probably
yeah.
6.
I don't know. I don't know if we saw it the year it came out, but I feel like we had to have. But I remember seeing this in the theater.
Was that the point that you were gonna make? I feel like there was another point you were leading up to, and then
Yeah,
got
we're talking
derailed.
about when to show this movie to our kid, but you're right. I don't think it's yet. And he's 5, so it's like, when is the right age?
Oh, the point I was going to make is that I mean I was 3 when I saw it, so he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but how much of it did
Mr.
you
Robot
really pay
watching
attention?
Robin Williams yelling at his kids versus a soft little squishy
My
Bennett,
soft, yeah.
little soft boy
Soft
Bennett.
boy.
You are mine and I will call you squishy.
I mean, I feel like I was a pretty, like, I got spooked by shit pretty easily when I was a kid. And I think I watched this for the first time when
I'm
I was like 4 or 5, and I remember for some reason it was of all the scenes, it was the scene. No, okay, well, so actually it was when Hook comes to take the kids, and like the windows swing open, and it's that green
Yeah.
light, and the super stock like Wilhelm scream, like that shit scared the shit out of me. I remember that. And then I think I tried to watch it again, and I made it all the way to when Tinkerbell glows up out of the little house.
You broke your house.
Yeah, but that whole thing with all the lights and shit, like that shit scared me. And I think that was when I was like 12 or something like that. I don't know. No, I would have been like
I was
5.
like 27 or something.
Yeah, I would have been like yesterday.
I think my worry is that speaking of golden retriever brains, my golden retriever's brained son would just be like, and I'm out.
Yeah,
And then he'd run back when something sounded cool and watch it for like 10 minutes and then be like, and I'm out.
I do really feel like the opening, that whole opening portion, like I would say the first third of this film would be kind of hard for
A 5-year-old.
a 5-year-old.
I think 8 is probably good.
Yeah.
Between Maggie and Jack.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and you have your
So you
self
can
inserts.
you can be on both ends of the. You'd be like, yeah, I hate my dad because he never comes to anything, and yeah, whatever her deal is, I don't.
I love my dad no matter.
Yeah.
Six, I
no,
guess.
no one wants to support my fledgling singing career.
I mean, I was Wendy in that play. Don't you guys think I'm a great actress?
She actually she sang great in that.
Nobody's saying great in that scene.
It's
Oh,
cute
what
though.
they say was great.
I guess we didn't really talk about the actor that plays Jack. I think
He's a lawyer now.
no shit.
Yeah,
Makes sense. He became his father.
he did.
He became what he hated. Just as I, property owning white man. What?
Yikes.
Folks, thank you all for listening to the Moist Boys podcast.
We promise Harley won't be on the next one.
Oh, cool.
We can't make
knows
that
what-
promise.
I know, we can't make
We
promises.
actually don't know
sorry,
what
guys.
what the
Yeah.
upload schedule is looking like, so
Yeah.
who knows?
Exactly. I have keys.
Like Heather said, we've got The Dark Knight coming out soon. Inception
the
just
dork nut.
Inception just came out, question mark. We've got Ponyo is climbing up the charts.
Oh, get ready for that
and
bass drop.
The Wind Rises is just around the corner. And Anohana's doing its thing.
It's either has
Speaking of
crying
for
on the
too long,
podcast.
I can't.
what?
But check all that out. You can go to moistboyspodcast.com. You can reach out to us, moistboyspodcast@gmail.com. Tell us, if you watch this when you were older, does it hit you in that sweet Julia Roberts spot like it did for us when we were growing up? Or are you more of a Captain Hook and you want to see them all die?
Oh,
But until next time, folks.
God bless him.